Hello, everyone, and welcome to Upping Our Games, a three-part virtual suite series hosted by Comport and HPE. Today's session is the kickoff, and it is the first of 3 virtual suites. We are excited to be hosting you today. We now invite you to take your front row seat as we are joined by some of today's most recognized leadership trailblazers in technology. Our presenter lineup today includes Jack Margosian, the founder and CEO of Comport, and Comport's president, Mike Vencel. Our featured speaker today is HPE's president and CEO, Antonio Neri. You will also hear from Comport's chief technology officer, Eric Krucker. We'd like you to join the conversation. At the bottom of your screen, you will see a box titled Q&A. If at any time you have a question, please feel free to click in there and submit your question to the show organizer. We may not have the opportunity to get all of your questions today, but rest assured that someone from Comport or HPE will respond to your inquiry after the event. We are here to help. For those of you just joining us, welcome to Upping Our Games, a 3-part virtual suite series. Today's session is the kickoff. And now, to kick things off, I'd like to introduce you to the founder and CEO of Comport, Jack Margosian.
Good morning, and welcome to the kickoff of Comport's 3 virtual suites at HPE Discover. Normally, we would be in Las Vegas in a suite introducing you to HPE executives. We will still be meeting HPE executives and a few sports personalities, but in the comfort of your homes, relaxed in shorts and t-shirts. When I started Comport, I was alone in my apartment in New York City. Now, almost 40 years later, I'm back at home by myself again, doing business. Now, because of technology, it allows me to be more efficient and productive. I'm happy to introduce Mike Vencel, president of Comport, to talk to you about this and to give you an update on Comport. Then I will be back to introduce Antonio Neri, CEO of HP Enterprise. Mike?
Thank you, Jack. Welcome, everybody. I'm very, very happy that you're here with us today. Super excited to have Antonio Neri with us. Antonio is one of the truly great leaders in the tech business and someone we've been fortunate enough to build an awesome relationship with over the years. But before we get to Antonio, I'd like to give you a brief update on Comport. I've been with Comport for 22 years. It's been an incredibly rewarding journey for me personally. I love the people, our customers, our fantastic culture. I'll give you a brief update on what we're doing and what we've learned through the COVID crisis and how we're helping customers modernize and prepare for the future. Lastly, I'll talk about our fast-growing cloud and managed services division called Comport Secure. So let me talk about why we're here today. HPE Discover has been one of the great events in the tech business. We spend days together with HPE leadership and other thought leaders understanding where HPE is going and where our industry is going. We also get an opportunity to build deeper relationships with all of you in person at that event. So it's disappointing we cannot make the trip to Las Vegas next week, but to that end, we wanted to bring some of the personal touch and tradition to you, one of which is the Comport Discover Suite experience. Over the past 10 years, Jack has had a giant room with a view of the mountains, pool table, movie room. We've even had an actual gymnasium in his room. That's the type of room you can only find in one place, and that's Las Vegas. Think the movie The Hangover, but without Mike Tyson and a tiger when you wake up in the morning. That's where we host our famous suite meetings with you guys. So even though we can't physically be there, there is a big silver lining. So many more of you are here with us now virtually this morning. I can almost guarantee you're feeling way better this morning than you would be at 9:30 after an evening out in Las Vegas. Let me get back to the incredible 3-part Comport virtual suite series. I think you're all really going to like it. Today after me, you'll hear from Antonio Neri. And immediately following Antonio, Comport CTO Eric Krucker will brief you on what we believe will be some of the best HPE Discover sessions next week. Then on Tuesday, June 30th, we have HPE Chief Technologist Scott Wiest. And if you've ever heard Scott Wiest, he is amazing, true visionary. Following Scott, you'll hear from NBA Hall of Famer and part-time philosopher Bill Walton. Bill will discuss winning, accountability, and the mental attitude needed to rise to challenges on and off the court. I had a call with Bill this week. Awesome guy. I'm personally looking forward to hearing his story. The grand finale of the 3 Suites is on July 8th. Kirti Melkoti, founder and president of Aruba, one of the great innovators in IT, will talk about his journey, where Aruba is going. That'll be followed by Gary Weir. Gary is one of the top 100 golf instructors in the world. He's a director of instruction at Westchester Country Club, and he'll provide all of us with some pointers on how we can improve our golf game. And we also have a special offer for 30 customers at that event. So don't miss any of these. So why are we all doing what we do? I was thinking about the SpaceX launch to successfully deliver our astronauts to the International Space Station. We give a lot of well-deserved credit to Musk for his leadership, to the astronauts that risked their lives so we can all learn more about our universe. But what I think gets lost is the team of technical people behind the scenes and their bravery to deliver technology that is bulletproof. That's hard. They pulled it off. They are heroes. Most of us are not putting astronauts into space, but we are doing work and building systems that need to be bulletproof. There's an importance to what we all do. We have a responsibility to our customers to be the best, and we take that very seriously at Comport. This really leads me into what is the focus at Comport? Let me talk about 4 things that are important to me and everyone at Comport. First, leadership. Everyone at Comport has a shared fate, and we are all accountable to each other for quality and to our customers. Second is growth. Our team continues to grow. We want to get you to know more of our people and resources. For example, Don Pringle, who runs our Comport Secure Managed Service business, spent 22 years at Gartner. Don has walked in your shoes. Our CTO, Eric Krucker, came from a huge worldwide service provider, and prior to that, he was at a major New York City hospital where he ran their EHR platform. We continue to grow and invest, and we are one of the few companies that hired through the pandemic crisis. Third, our motto at Comport, we need to make it simpler, we got to go faster, and we got to create a better customer experience. So everything that we do at Comport is laser focused on you. Our secret sauce is really our culture. Our mission ends with the sentence, Comport cares. Whether it's with our coworkers, with our customers, and in our communities, Comport cares. I want to give you an example of Comport giving back. Our team in Philadelphia brokered a relationship with a coffee roaster outside of Philadelphia called Wake Coffee, and a national beer company, many of you may know them, called Ship Bottom Brewery. And we co-developed a cold brew coffee that we specifically canned for COVID-19 first responders. We had 500 cases of that canned coffee made. Then Comport folks put their masks on, and we began delivering cases of them in person to hospitals in the various communities we serve. This attitude of giving back is core to what we do and our culture. I want to talk to you a little bit about what we learned so far through COVID. First, doing the right things with our people and our customers. Everyone is impacted and the challenges are piling up. We must do our best to get each other through this. We knew how we acted during this crisis could have a lasting effect for years. People are our most important asset. We need to protect our people's physical and mental well-being. Second, huge events like COVID cause massive changes in technology and how we act. We saw that coming out of 2001, 2008, and we're seeing it again now. We all either innovate and change what we're doing, or we get disrupted by someone who does innovate. Trends we saw pre-COVID are accelerating rapidly. Let me give you a few examples. Video conferencing, incredible. We've all been using Teams, Skype, and Zoom for years, but we never turned the cameras on. I joke with everyone, we never planned on being an on-camera personality, which is what we all had to become. Remote workforce, more freedom to work where we want to work. Millennials have been demanding that for years. Look at WeWork. Pre-COVID, they were the largest real estate holder in New York City. So we've already been headed there. Being able to support a mobile workforce even prior to COVID was becoming a strategic imperative to attract and retain top talent wherever they live. And the speed of COVID required that we help customers with networks and to secure that workforce and their data. We're already helping customers redesign VDI that they put in place virtually overnight. A third example, video surveillance and cameras are now deployed everywhere. This is bringing on the need to help figure out how we sensibly store all this video and images. Telemedicine. Prior to COVID, we had low single-digit adoption of that application. But today, nearly 100% adoption. If you wanted to see your doctor during the COVID crisis, you did it via a telemedicine session. So what does it all mean? In these cases, we are just moving where we are already headed. What would have taken years has taken months. And we have even more massive amounts of unstructured data that require all of us to rethink how we store it and ultimately how do we gain insight from it. Lastly, we were ready fast. Comport had COVID-related solutions bundled right out of the gate with HPE. One example of that, we partnered with HPE Aruba to build a fully integrated solution for hospitals for their pop-up facilities. I'll give you another example. Comport works with a multi-phase senior living facility in Pennsylvania. As you know, many of us are seeing our loved ones looking through windows from the outside. We work with them to extend their network to cover the grounds outside their facility. That way, as visitors come on site to see their loved ones, they can be profiled, secured, and get a wireless connection instantly. And then maybe open up a Skype or Zoom session with their loved one to make that experience a little richer and a little more personal. Not just waving from the window. That work touches someone's life, and we're proud of that. Let me talk about IT modernization and preparing for the future. There's a lot of discussion around AI. We're seeing more AI that's embedded in technology products and solutions than we are customers that have figured out their own AI strategies yet. Here's a great example of AI embedded in technology that's truly driving value. That's HPE Info Site. Info Site looks across your enterprise and not only sees problems before they happen, it prevents them from happening. It leverages the HPE customers globally that are connected to Info Site, and their experiences become your benefit. For example, let us say a customer is running a certain VMware patch and sees degradation in the performance with a workload. Info Site warns you not to install that patch if you have the same setup. There are analytics built in Info Site that allow you to look across the stack to find sources of problems much faster. And in doing so, you're going to spend a lot less time managing this stuff. IoT is exploding. We have some customers with 50,000 IoT connected devices. We all must be able to look around corners in this business so we can see the next problem before it occurs. We are leveraging technologies with Aruba to address these challenges with IoT and the additional wireless bandwidth that is needed. What do I have on my network? Where is it? Is it secure? We are leveraging AI and HPE solutions to determine, are those devices connected to your network acting normally? If they're not, act immediately, and if you want, automatically act before a security breach becomes a disaster. At Discover next week, you'll hear more about the edge. We're seeing more processing of data moving out to the edge of your networks. Aruba can help you manage this avalanche of IoT devices through their solutions, Aruba Device Insight, Aruba Central, and their new platform that wraps this all together, Aruba ESP, which is an AI-powered cloud-native platform to manage your network from the cloud to the edge. Speaking of COVID solutions, many of you are probably trying to figure out, how do I safely reopen our offices? Aruba has a contact tracing solution that you can deploy inside your offices so you can alert your employees if they've been in contact with a coworker who's tested positive for COVID. This is really cool stuff. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, rejoin us to hear Kirti in our third suite on July 8th. I talked earlier about a few technology shifts that are causing continued explosion in unstructured data. Traditional SAN storage is expensive, and it's not the right place to put all your data. Therefore, we've seen this explosion in software-defined solution adoption, helping you tier data with inexpensive long-term archives, either on-prem or in the cloud. Bottom line up front, it's all about being able to put the right workloads in the right places and being able to drive cost out by simplifying and leveraging low-cost industry-standard hardware. As it relates to unstructured data, Comport's background in healthcare has put us in a unique position to add value there across all industries. We built tremendous experience working with massive amounts of file and object data, and that forced us to truly understand customer apps, workloads, and workflows. We started building complex software-defined storage archives 15 years ago. I think through that experience, we've nearly touched every software-defined solution on the market at one point or another. To help you simplify, reduce costs, and set yourself up to get the most from all your data, we've added game-changing, high-growth, software-defined vendors like Nutanix, Cohesity, and Cumulo. I'll give you an example with a customer. We've been working with a large financial services customer with 7 global sites, and they're leveraging 6 backup vendors. They wanted to simplify and save money. We were able, with Cohesity, to get rid of those 6 other backup vendors. This consolidation will save them millions in software licensing and renewals. We're seeing the same type of high ROI projects with Nutanix. Next week, you'll hear from HPE on further progress with their partnership with Nutanix. Nutanix introduced their DX line, which is fully integrated on HPE servers, is the best of both worlds marriage. You get the enterprise cloud operating environment, which Nutanix is famous for, and the beauty of Info Site and those cross-stack analytics with HPE, which I mentioned before. Lastly, I want to mention one strategic new Comport partnership that I'm thrilled about. We're working very closely with a company called Phunware. Phunware develops mobile apps that integrate with your existing systems to deliver the best experience for your customers. An example would be a single front door mobile app for patients in a healthcare setting. In this case, the mobile app needs to integrate with the hospital's EHR system and other systems like telehealth and lab systems. This allows healthcare patients to do everything from setting appointments, maps with blue dot wayfinding to find your doctor or next meeting, pay your bill, or see the results from your latest visit. Our relationship with Phunware is not just about healthcare. If you need help building a mobile app strategy, we can work with you to help you achieve that. The last area I want to speak about is around Comport Secure. What is Comport Secure? This is what truly differentiates Comport. Not only can we design and implement systems to go on-prem, we can manage them for you. And if you don't want it on-prem, we can host it for you in one of our 3 data centers. And if you want to do something with public cloud for use cases like backup or DR, we can manage that for you. We have dedicated, hosted, and hybrid solutions within our data centers, your data centers, or the public cloud providers. So Comport Secure is all about choice. We have a full service catalog of cloud solutions so you can consume technology the way you want to. We are now opening our 3rd data center in Atlanta at a Tier 5 facility called Switch Data Center. And for those of you that were with us at Discover last year and were able to do the switch of the Las Vegas data center at Switch, there is no better data center. So this Atlanta site will be a great complement to our existing data centers in New York and Las Vegas. We also have a portfolio of traditional managed IT services so you can do more with less. With COVID and this downturn, many of you have been asked to take on additional responsibilities. You may have lost staff. We can help cover some of that with you. We also have partnerships in place with AWS, Azure, Wasabi, and Google. We understand these hyperscalers very well. We can also help you build a strategy to get the public cloud and then help you manage it. Comport Secure is also a cloud service provider partner with several software companies, including Veeam, Microsoft, VMware, and others. This is a big deal. These programs available to you through Comport Secure will give you an option to consume licensing from these software vendors, not perpetually and not in inflexible subscription models, but in a true flex up, flex down consumption model. Pay for what you need as you need it. This approach can be huge to simplify and save you tons of money. We're laser focused at Comport Secure on security. Comport Secure is HIPAA compliant. We practice ISO 27001, and we're SOC 2 certified. Some of you have budgets that lean more towards CapEx, others toward OpEx. Comport Secure leverages these cloud service provider programs in conjunction with HPE Financial Services and HPE GreenLake to package the consumption, and then we wrap that pay-as-you-go model in whatever level of services that you need from Comport. So let me wrap up with a few conclusions. We all know this has been an incredibly challenging time. We feel it, Comport and HPE feel it, and we know that you feel it. It's hard, and you need partners that care. We're the right size company to give you that personal attention, but large enough to have deep relationships with industry leaders in technology. We have 4 or 5 new assessments we want to talk to you about to help you with your own modernization journey, including storage, cloud, DR, and wireless. I'm talking to many of you, and I know you're using this time to rethink your strategies. These assessments can really help jumpstart a roadmap. We recently completed a wireless assessment for a client of ours assessing their wireless and Bluetooth strategy, and that was across 6 buildings and 2.5 million square feet. We also recognize that price is important and it matters to all of you. We know how to deliver the best price for our customers. So you can't do it all yourself. Comport can help you with pre-sales, consulting, implementation, professional services, ongoing support, and managed services. We have a very, very deep technical bench, and they're all here to make your lives easier. Relationships are everything in this business. We're fortunate enough to have such a close relationship with many of you on this call today. I want to thank you for your business and thank you for your trust in us. If you're not a customer yet, engage us and get to know our people. We want to get to know you better, understand your business goals, and how we can help you. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again in the 2nd and 3rd Comport Virtual Discover Suites. Have a great HPE Discover next week. And with that, I'd like to hand it back to our CEO and founder, Jack Margosian.
Antonio Neri has been a great innovator throughout his career, both in technology and business strategy. He has been involved in the development and strategy for products like Apollo, Synergy, Moonshot, and Superdome X. He has driven strategic acquisitions, including Aruba, Nimble, SGI, Synergy, Simplivity, Niara, and Cloud Cruiser. Antonio was out front again with his promise at last year's Discover to transform the entire HP portfolio to an as-a-service model by 2022. Perhaps one reason Antonio is such a success in the business world is due to the fact that Antonio is just a good guy. Here's an example of the kind of person and leader Antonio is. A few years ago, I got a call. The truck that was carrying $2 million of storage that our customer badly needed turned over in a snowstorm, and everything was destroyed. It was a Sunday before Christmas. I texted Antonio. Within 10 minutes, he texted me back, "We'll take care of it, and we'll be in touch with you in the morning." He did take care of it and saw to it that a replacement shipment was expedited. And to bridge the gap, we got some loaners from HPE Financial Services. And best of all, everything worked out for our customer. So Antonio, thank you for being a friend to Comport and our customers, And thank you so much for sharing your insights today for the kickoff of Comport's virtual suites at HPE Virtual Discover.
Well, thanks, Jack, and good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. I just want to validate because I have no feedback. But great to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the kind words, Jack and team. For us, first of all, I want to take the time to thank Comport for the support and for the long-standing partnership. I mean, I cannot believe this partnership is already more than 30 years long. And what we have done together made a difference, made a tremendous difference. And if you think about what's going on today with the COVID-19, what a great example of working together to help the aged care organizations respond to the COVID-19 emergency. This is a situation we have never seen before. And I think, what we are learning here makes a tremendous difference going forward. But clearly, IT is a critical element of enabling the communities to get back on their feet. As I think about the challenges customers are facing today, is not just, the health situation, which obviously is devastating, but also the situation with the financial difficulties. We as a company have taken steps not only to help our customers, but at the same time help companies navigate through the financial hardships that we all live in today. And that's where HPE made available $2 billion in financing to help customers get through the coronavirus 19 challenges. Jack talked about the situation with HPE Financial Services, which is a unique differentiation for the company, but also made it easier for our partners to basically deal with the financial shortfalls, considering the demand situation that we felt at the beginning of the crisis, and obviously we're still navigating through. In the end, what I think about it, we all have a responsibility here to help recover from this situation. But as I think about the future of the enterprise, 3 years ago when I was in the transition to become the CEO, I said that enterprise of the future would be edge-centric, cloud-enabled, and data-driven. And what a validation. I mean, if you think about it, this unfortunate event with coronavirus 19, it has been validated. We live now in a significant distributed model. We are going to live in that model forever because we're going to deal with a new normal here. And so that edge becomes even more important than ever. Obviously, cloud is not a new theme, but the question is how we deliver the cloud experience everywhere, and ultimately being data-driven. And, I'm really proud of what the company is doing to help navigate through these oceans of data to trying to find the therapy and eventually the cure for this vaccine by making available all our patents, all our HPE patents, and all our supercomputer systems to the governments and academia and research institutions to help accelerate the cure. And so despite all of that, we can do more. And the one thing I cannot miss is the fact that the last few weeks has been very hard for everybody to watch. And obviously the oppression, the racism is a completely unacceptable set of events. And this is where we as a leader have an obligation to listen and to take action on a matter that is very delicate, but ultimately we all have a responsibility to do our part and to eradicate that behavior from our society. But as I think about what the opportunity for us is going forward and what you're going to see here at HPE Discover, which is going to be a phenomenal event from the not only from the content perspective, from the number of announcements that we have, the offers we are going to bring to market, but also the type of experience we're going to provide in a virtual context. is the fact that Hewlett Packard Enterprise continue to accelerate innovation, and in accelerate that innovation in the context of becoming that edge-to-cloud platform as a service company. If we are right about the future, which is being validated as we speak, that enterprise the future will be edge-centric, cloud-enabled, and data-driven, our strategy could not be more than spot on by becoming that edge-to-cloud platform as a service company. And in that, as Jack said, last year I made a promise that by 2022, everything we create in this company will be available as a service. And what you're going to see next week is a series of cloud services under the HPE GreenLake umbrella that they are easy to buy, easy to deploy, and easy to manage in standardized configuration around private cloud as a service, containerization as a service, data protection as a service, connectivity as a service, and eventually machine learning ops, ML ops as a service, and many, many more as we go to the next few quarters. But fundamentally, what we are doing with GreenLake is bring the cloud on premises and give you the flexibility in the scale to consume those cloud services the way you want it based on what your needs are. And the magic behind that is the software. It's the software that we have been working for a long time. We also are going to unveil a series of software capabilities that will be branded, so stay tuned for that. But fundamentally, that software gives us, in an open environment, the ability to deliver that cloud experience on-premise with the right consumption models. And obviously backed by HPE Financial Services, because fundamentally the financing is embedded into it. But we don't stop there. Last week we had our HPE Aruba Atmosphere event. We introduced our ESP platform, which is the Edge platform. We talked about the Edge becoming more intelligent. And with Aruba, we have a unique set of capabilities to provide the right secure connectivity to the use case that the customer is dealing with and be able to bring that cloud experience to the edge. And so we introduced a series of new offers, and the roadmap over the next 12 months, you will see that we are integrating 5G so that we can completely circle the connectivity space with Wi-Fi, LAN, WAN capabilities, and also 5G, all under the same control plane in a cloud delivery model, truly cloud native, and eventually the integration of edge computing, because ultimately we have said all along that the cloud is an experience and is hybrid, and it's not just in a large public cloud setting, not even in the data center itself or in a colo, but all the way to the edge. And this is where Aruba is playing a significant role, because fundamentally the Aruba infrastructure, which is a common cloud platform, expands from the edge all the way to a core. And this is where GreenLake is also leveraging the underneath cloud services that we built with Aruba. But those are just few examples of it. What I'm really proud of it in the end is what we do together to advance the way people live and work. We cannot do this on our own. This company has been, is, and will continue to be a partner-led company. That's our DNA. That's who we are. And this is where, the relationship between us and Comport is just an example of what we can do. Whether it is, working together in large healthcare or oil and gas manufacturing and other type of verticals. But ultimately, the expertise that HPE brings together with the expertise of Comport allows us to serve you, our customers, in ways that no other can do. But we're living in what I call an age of insight. It's no longer the data era, because data on its own doesn't do anything. The question is how we extract the value of the data and deliver the insights to the business to do what they need to do, whether it is improve security, to improve performance, or to reduce cost, or to deliver a cure. And this is where, us working very hard with our HP Labs as well as business units team, we have introduced a series of AI and machine learning operations offerings that are uniquely targeting the understanding of that data and delivering the business outcomes that we need. So when I think about our ability to execute, has never been as strong as we are today. Jack talked about some of the innovations we brought to the market. When I think about innovation, I think about innovation in three forms. I think about inorganic innovation, obviously some of the names that Jack named, some of the organic innovation are led with the team. Obviously, inorganic plays an important role here. The way we think about that is bringing talent and IP that complements what we have, and then expanded it into our massive go-to-market, like, for example, working with Comport, and then obviously partnerships. Partnerships are very important. And when you look at our current portfolio, I'm proud to say we have one of the most complete portfolio, but a portfolio that's in transition to be delivered everything as a service, as a consumption model, to provide the flexibility and help you optimize your IT investments, and yet still deliver the best infrastructure, the most secure infrastructure on the planet. So these are the things that we are all focused on. Ultimately, it's about delivering business outcomes from all your applications and data. What you're going to see next week is just a testament of the hard work we have been doing here for the last years, and it now is all coming together. Obviously, the timing of this is going to be better, although it's an unfortunate set of events, because I believe this is the time where we need to double down. This is the time where we need to go even faster than before. And I am totally convicted about our strategy. I'm totally convicted that we have one of the best teams in the industry, and together with our channel partners, we can do something that no one else can do. And we are here to serve you. We are here to serve you. We are here to serve our partners and position them to deliver what you need, but also here to serve you in any ways you want and imagine. And we'll ask you to please participate at the Discover virtual experience. We think by the time we're going to launch this event, we're probably going to have 200,000 people watching it live. We already have an enormous amount of registration, but you're going to have a whole different experience. It's not, a webcast. It's an immersive experience where, we have hundreds of people readily available to support you online as the keynote takes place. And there are hundreds and hundreds of workshops to demonstrate our solutions, to demo for you all this innovation and how they can help you move forward with your business. So with that, Jack, it's always a pleasure to be with you, always a pleasure to be part to support you and your team. I'm super proud of what we do together, and I hope to see you in person soon. But thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this morning, and I wish you the best for the rest of the event today.
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you for the update, your insights, and your leadership. We look forward to our continued partnership with HPE. We will see you next Tuesday.
Yes, exactly. All right.
Stay safe, and thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks, everyone.
And now, please let me introduce you to Eric Krucker, CTO at Comport. Eric will speak to you about his recommendations for sessions at next week's HPE Discover. Eric?
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. Thanks, Antonio. That was great. So I'm going to be going through some of my session recommendations for everyone, some of the things that I think are interesting and I think that other folks will see as interesting as well. I'm going to talk about our continuing virtual suite sessions, which we have 2 more besides this one, and then some closing remarks. So first up, obviously, on Tuesday, Antonio will be speaking, and it's always great to hear his strategy and his vision and lay out HPE's strategy moving forward from the edge to the cloud, and everything's going to be delivered as a service. So don't miss the keynote on the 23rd. Next up is Green Lake Central. So, and Scott Yao is going to be talking about this. This is going to be a great session, which is talking about HPE's Green Lake program, which is a way to deploy infrastructure on demand, on-prem, and now also in the cloud, and pay as you go. And Green Lake Central is going to allow you to manage that from a single application, both on-prem and in the cloud. So you can see everything that's going on inside of your environment from utilization standpoint and from a cost standpoint. Next up is reimagining your tech estate. So how can you invest in your tech environment given the COVID-19 situation? How can you double down in your investments? What are the right investments to make, and how do you fund those investments? So they'll give you some suggestions using HPE Financial Services on how to do that. Next up is Rich Bird, our friend. We've been working with him for quite a long while. He'll be talking about delivering patient care, how to do that, utilizing IT assets and digitally, deploying the right solution at the right time to ensure better patient care and better patient outcomes. So that's going to be a really exciting session, talking specifically around healthcare, obviously. Next up is a very relevant topic. So we worked with a lot of our customers to quickly deploy some of the VDI solutions that they've used for their organizations given the COVID-19 situation. Everybody was kind of pushed into having to do this in a very fast manner, almost overnight in some instances. So Aaron Delp is going to talk about some of the Nutanix solutions, how they can be deployed in your environment or in the cloud, and talk about how they can be done quickly, fastly, and securely. One of the other really interesting sessions that are going on is the HPE Container Platform session. So containers and Kubernetes has become a huge topic. Almost every organization is either talking about deploying containers and Kubernetes, or they're actually doing it. So HPE has deployed a new innovative solution to be able to allow you to deploy workloads on-prem, whether they're cloud native or not, or in the cloud, and manage that all from a single point of view. So another relevant topic is extending your network out into the remote workforce, and we've worked with a lot of our clients to extend the edge of their network out into people's homes, basically. How do you do that? How do you do it quickly, securely, and how do you manage that? So Aruba Central allows you to manage that all remotely from the cloud. Next up is Phil Gilbert. So he's going to be talking about Primera, which is a great new storage platform from HPE. And he's going to be talking specifically around mission-critical workloads and applications and how Primera can help deliver 100% uptime for those applications quickly, securely. And he's also going to be talking about some of the new announcements, such as all NVMe array. So if you're interested in talking about mission-critical workloads, and who isn't these days, everybody's got some mission-critical workloads that they're looking to deploy, or looking for more uptime or availability, or for more performance. So this is going to be a great session from Phil Gilbert. Lastly, we have one of the sessions that a series of sessions actually that I'm very interested in and excited about. Soledad O'Brien, who's a world-renowned journalist, is going to be giving a series of technology discussions on the 24th of June, the 30th, and then July 8th. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and there are going to be some really good sessions. So please get to the first one on leading through the recovery on Wednesday, June 24th, and it's going to be very exciting. Lastly is the 2 virtual suites. I just mentioned them really quickly again. On June 30th, we're going to be talking with Scott Wiest and Hall of Famer Bill Walton. And then our last virtual session is going to be with Kirti Mellikoti from Aruba, who's the founder and president of Aruba, and also Gary Weir is going to be basically analyzing people's swings. So if you attend the session, we'll be allowing you to interface with Gary and look at your swing and give you some pointers. And with that, if anybody has any questions about any of the topics that we talked about, Mike gave a great talk. Also, Antonio was incredible as always, as was Jack. If anybody has any questions, please email Kathleen Kinka at comport.com if you want to register for any of our virtual sessions, or if you want to register for the HPE virtual experience for Discover, she can help you with that as well. So again, email Kathy with any questions you may have. So, and with that, I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and we wish you all a great session.
Thank you for joining us today, and remember to register for the next virtual suite on June 30th, featuring HPE Technologist of the Americas, Scott Wiest, and we also will be featuring Bill Walton, NBA champion.